Welcome back to Project Buddy. Welcome to the porch. So, it's the holidays, and my project today is putting up the garland on the front porch. So, we have a lot of garland. Hey, I got some working. All the rest of it is broken. Well, not really broken. This seems to be an ongoing thing that I do every year there's bulbs that burned out, so I have to go through each of them to find which bulb is burned out. It takes me a lovely long time. I thoroughly enjoy it not. So, like for instance, on some of these, like this one, it's burned out. So what I do is I go and get my little bulb and I pull it out of here. Then I pull the other bulb out and I just put in new bulbs. You would say, gee, Tom, why do you bother to do this? Well, these garland sets cost a pretty good amount of money. And so it's easier just to change the bulbs than go out and spend like 50 bucks a strand on I think that's what they cost. Heck, I don't remember. But it's less money replacing bulbs than it is to do it. So I'll sort of show you how I do this. So what I do, if I can get this to work properly, maybe I'll put my headgear on. Hold on a second. Okay, so what I do is I take this little part and I just pull the old one out. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure you can see this. So that's the new bulb. I take the old bulb out, pull the old bulb out, make sure these little wires, if you can see them, are fairly straight, and push them back through the thing and fold over these connections and plug it back in, and voila, it works. So I need to go through a bunch of these. I've got a few more, so I usually try to check. So I've got another one over here, and eventually I'll get it finished. So that's what I'm doing right now. So one thing that I do, if you can see right there, I've got an empty socket. This is on a good section of lights. So what I do is I take out a good light. I pull a bad light out of the strand that I'm working on, plug it in there, see if it's actually a good light, because I can't tell. Just because they got burn marks on them doesn't mean that it's a bad light. And then if it's a bad light, I just replace it, and I test it in that open socket before I put it in the new strand. This is a very tedious process, and maybe there will come a time I won't do it, but it just seems to be a holiday tradition. Not that I enjoy it, but it's not that hard to do, and usually a whole strand won't go out, but it seems like a lot of bulbs in the strand I'm working on have gone out, so we'll just keep proceeding. I've only got 2 sections up. I've got like 4 more to go. So hopefully the other strands aren't quite as burned out. Usually every year when I take these down, I check to make sure that they're still working, and I place them very gently in the box that I put them in. But I can't recall last year if I just said, screw it, I'm not going to mess with it, I'll mess with it next year. And I guess I should have messed with it if that was the case. But so we'll just carry on. Okay, so I'm finding that the majority of these lights are out. So I'm almost at the end And finally the strand came on. So why do I have a feeling that on the other strands I'm going to run into the exact same thing? Probably. One of the challenges also is with all these ungodly amount of extra light bulbs I have. Some work for the light, some don't. So it might just be all the different strands I took them out of. That maybe they're different voltages or something. So, whoops, my podcast is coming on. Anyway, so I'm just sitting here trying to finish out the rest of them. So we'll see how the other strands go. So something I also do, I got my headlamp here. Where the heck's the... There we go. Sorry, I'm using my phone also to view. So right there on the plug is a little door that has fuses. So I open this up with just a screwdriver, and it opens up. And one thing before I do this is I check to make sure that the fuses are good. So I use this ohm meter. You can get these at anywhere. So if you touch them together, you should get 0. So if you touch one end to the other end, so that's like 0, 0 is a perfect. So even if it's got a little bit of resistance, it's good. So these are good. So at least I know the fuses are good. But once again, if you look at some of these bulbs on here, like this one is really, really dark. Don't know if you can see that. So what I'm doing is I'm going to use this strand that I've got lit up already and just sort of go through the same process of checking out lights and see what we find. It might just be that being out in the weather is just detrimental to them. So, hey, I'm back here. One thing you might wonder is, why don't I just take the spare bulbs that I have, like here, and just plug them right in? Well, there isn't a standard that I know of for Christmas light sockets. So they all are different. That's why I have to pull the bulbs out. So maybe once I'm done with this, I'll petition Congress for an international light bulb socket so that everybody has to go by the same standard. Okay, back at it. I hope you're just enjoying this. You might be learning something, you might not, but I just thought, oh, what the heck, get the camera out. Let's make a project buddy out of it. Okay, so I got part of it up. Doesn't look too bad, but still have 3 sections to do. No, 2 sections to do. So it's getting a little cold out. So time to go inside, and Tina and I need to go grab something to eat. So I'll finish it up, and then I'll show you the finished product when I'm done. Okay, well, I got them finished. I don't want to tell you how long it took me, but there were a ton of bulbs out. So I will finish putting them up tomorrow, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, back at it, and I'm actually finished, and I'll take a night picture. One thing I wanted to point out, that so on one side I was using string to tie the garland to it. It just was a pain in the neck after a while trying to secure it really well. So what I used is wire ties. So I'm a big lover of wire ties. They just come in handy so much. So I use those. I have tons of them, and quite honestly, you can get them at places like Harbor Freight or wherever pretty cheap. So I'll show you what it looks like so far. So I think it turned out pretty good. So we'll show you later on what it's all about. Well, here's what the final look is after all the work. So I think it looks pretty good. So it might not be an exciting one, but at least you could see what I had done. And so anyway, well, maybe I'll have another one out soon. But Merry Christmas, and hope you have fun putting your decorations up. And just remember what the season's about. It's not about Santa Claus. It's about the birth of Jesus, and that's what it's all about. So he's the reason for the season. So hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and leave comments, and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.